Where's my reparations at, you devil? I said that in the spirit of Yashmaba, who was Apostle Gabar and Apostle RAWCHAA. There was this guy that we used to sell on tables and years ago, and there was this Mexican guy that worked in a restaurant. It was like a Mexican type style restaurant, like a fusion Mexican restaurant. When he was cool with us, and he was one. I don't know if it was one of the cooks or delivery guys, but he was cool with us, and he would bring us, mainly because I wasn't always there, but he would bring out tacos and fajitas and stuff, and this is for you guys, And I remember Yashmaba, he was hanging out with them too. I wasn't there. I think I was on my way or something. I don't know where I was, but I was down there with them too. So they were getting fajitas, right? So the dude, the Issacharite gave RAWCHAA Gabar fajitas, and Yashmaba, which he's a Gadite. We don't know what he's doing now. We don't know if he's dead or what. He said, "Where's my fajitas?" So that's what I thought about with this topic right here. Where's my reparations? Or where did he say? What did he say? Where's my fajitas at? Where's my reparations at? You damn devil! For all you clown ass knucklehead Negroes that voted for this guy, this bud's for you. I'm bugging. Anyway, this video just came up a couple of minutes ago. Go Black to Africa. African Americans highly upset of Biden's disrespect offered to Africa. What the fuck you worried about fucking Africa for? You should be worried about yourself. You mad because this guy gave only $55 million. What the fuck did he give you? So they're talking about it now. And I'm gonna say this, but if you ever get it, you're gonna get it in the form of a digital currency, but you got to get that Karagma. You got to get the MOTB. So a lot of you are gonna take it. That's what I'm not sure. They didn't send me the memo. But anyway, I'm not gonna let you see this. Just speaking on it, making it super short. But so that's an embarrassment. I don't know what parts of Africa he's talking about. I don't know if he's talking about the whole continent, all the nations in the continent of Africa. $55 billion is a drop in the bucket. So the name of the video, African Americans highly upset of Biden's disrespect offer to Africa. These dumbass Negroes over here. Anyway, true reparations is what we teach. And Esau doesn't want to hear that. First, number one, Esau doesn't want to know he's Edomite. Small has never mentioned the word Esau. And if you bring it up, they'll say, "Oh, we're not Esau, we're Jacob. We're Yakub. How do you say Yakub? Yaakov. They'll say Yaakov, and Esau. Esau is Esau. They say that's the bad one. You guys are Esau. You descended from Esau. And according to the scriptures, you're going back into slavery. You went into slavery during the time of King David, King Solomon, during the time of those kings, and you freed yourself. That's a fulfillment of Genesis. I believe that's Genesis 27, if I'm not mistaken. As a matter of fact, I'll go to it. Then I'm going to look up the word reparations, because that's the talk now. California's talking about they're damn near ready to just give out $233,000 to each Jake. It's a good start, but that's an embarrassment if that's all you're going to get. Now here in New York, you got Governor, whatever her name is. I can't even remember her name. The woman. They're talking about pretty much giving every New York, so-called Negro of New York State. New York is a big state. It's a huge state, man. You can drive up to Canada. Niagara Falls is right at the border of Canada and New York. So you're talking, from New York City to Let's say you wanted to go to Niagara Falls or Toronto, depending on where you leave. That's we're talking how many that's 10 hours, so that's about 600 miles. That's about 600 miles from like New York City to like the touching Canada. Now, if you live in Detroit, it's much closer. I'm talking about the New York side, the East Coast side. And we went up there. I flew up there one time and I drove up there another time. And we had a good time. There was a conference up there of different Israelite groups, and we stole the show. You know, they were like, they wouldn't start the meeting until we came. They're looking at the door. When is these guys going to come? Because the level of our intelligence, I had to steal that from Killer Priest. You don't know the level of my intelligence. He said that to the brothers out there in the West, the GMS, the mighty brothers, the GMS brothers out there in the West, because they were laughing at him. And when he made that statement, he said, "You don't know the level of my." Not at first, they kind of were cool with him, and then we told him. He said, "This guy used to be in my camp, fell out, so he used to come around." Then they kind of laughed at him. They were clowning him, and he got mad. And he said, "You don't know the level of my intelligence." And then he walked away and never came back. Well, guess what? His intelligence that he was going to give them was that the God's 5% of stuff, the different lessons. That was the founder is Clarence 13X. I mean, you listen to them, boy, you be like, God damn. That's why it says, if it were possible, they would deceive the very elect. Well, nah. If you had sense in your head, that you can't be deceived by that. But he dropped off. He fell out the truth. He was in my camp back in the day, back in the early 90s, late 80s, early 90s. You can ask Bishop Nathaniel. Nathaniel tell you the same thing. He even had a dream that when we were. I'm gonna get back in the subject. That we were in a parade, the men that were men of the Lord, and people were clapping, and Bishop Nathaniel said he saw him in the audience clapping for us. We had the garments and all that, and that's why I believe Bishop Nate is one of the elect. He don't believe that about me, but I'll say that. I can't prove it. We say we're hopefully elect, so I believe he's one of the elect, along with High Priest Ariel, High Priest Shaw, and certain others. So I don't know how I got over here. How the hell did I get over here? Oh, I said I was going to go on the scriptures. You already know the scriptures. You know what? I'm going to give you one oh, wow, that's a spirit. That's a spirit. I was going to go to that precept, and guess what popped up? I'll read the first two verses. For Yahawah will have mercy. Will meaning it means future. I will give you this money. I will take you out tonight. We will go get some food. That's something that we are going to do. You don't say we will eat while you eat. We will eat in another hour while we eat. The word will means something that you're going to do. It's a past future tense, right? For Yahawah will, future tense, have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Yasha'Allah. Remember the two kingdoms. So the two kingdoms, when did the two kingdoms come together? They're coming together right now. That's that army. And set them in their own land. And the strangers, which now High Priest Ariel said the strangers are talking about other nations, and they're trying to grab onto our knowledge, the fact that they're the Israelites. No, that's not talking about that. The strangers are referring to other Israelites. Before I came into this, I was considered a stranger. I mean, I always knew I was an Israelite from my parents, but I was never really serious about it. But I knew it. I did what my parents told me to do. But when I became a man, let every man be fully persuaded in his own mind. Because guys, I'll give you a story. Bishop Nathaniel's son, his oldest son, came up in the knowledge as he was a child. Bishop Nathaniel and his wife raised him up. And when he got to a certain age, he said, I don't want to do this no more. I want to go my own way. It's not like why are you telling them secrets? This is what Bishop Nathaniel's wife said in an actual video. She told this other woman, because I believe they kicked the other woman's son, and she was like, why are you kicking my son out? And they basically said, because he wasn't doing right or whatever. And Bishop Nathaniel's wife said, she brought up the story of her son. She said, my oldest son, do you know he chose to go back into the world? There's nothing I can do about it. So it's not like I'm bringing out some damn secret. It was on video a couple of years back. All right. So, and I'm going to say this too. You got a lot of men that are part of GMS that come into this thing fully, and you have sons, and you know what you do? You make your sons go out. Just because you're a prophet, a potential prophet of the Lord, doesn't mean that your son is a prophet of the Lord. So you can't make him come out. You can't make him come out. Another thing, if you got children out there, you shouldn't have no children in the camp. When I say children, I'm saying pretty much 12 years old and younger, because technically you're a man at 12, but you still got to make up your mind. You're still a child mentally, but physically you pass the stage of puberty, so you technically become a man. You can bring seed at the age of 12, 11, 12, 13. So let me not get beside myself. So anyway, getting back into it, getting back on the main road, the main highway. So strangers right here are talking about we came into this truth. We go out, we teach people, other people come in. Before that, they were most likely Christian, Baptist, Methodist, Jehovah's Witness, Seventh-day Adventist, whatever. When you come into this thing, those are the strangers. I'll give you an example. Okay, the men of GMS Chicago. I'm just using them. I could have used any group out there. I could have used Florida, but I'm using GMS Chicago, right? The men that are still doing this to this day, before they knew about this, they were strangers. They were considered strangers. They were Baptists, Methodists, whatever the hell, Pentecostals, Roman Catholics, or whatever. So when they came into this, they no longer became strangers. So this is what it means by the strangers shall be joined with them. So at one time, I was a stranger. I saw the men teach me. I clung on to them. I became a teacher. Men came up under myself, under the apostles, under the bishops, and then the elders, because you got people wanting to come in all the time, right? So it says, and the strangers, which are the other Israelites, is going to come into the fold, shall be joined with them, and they shall what? And they shall cleave to the house of Jacob, meaning the potential elect or the elect, when they come into this thing, they're not going to let go. They're not going to let go. All right. The scriptures say in Revelation 3:10, I believe, hold fast. Fast meaning to hold tight before you fall off. And the people shall take them and bring them to their place. And the house of Israel shall possess them. Now this is talking about the other nations. Esau, top of the list, in the land of YAHAWAH, for servants and handmaids, and they shall take them captives whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors. There's a movie that just came out called Emancipation, starring Will Smith. All right, and he knows he's an Israelite. All these professional people, these actors, these entertainers, they all know about they know about the IUIC, the ICPK, the GMS, the Sakaris, and all the other camps, the LOIs, the HOIs, because we're all over the place on YouTube, man. To the point where the small hats, they're mainly focused on the one Westers. All right. So there's a movie came out called Emancipation. I didn't get a chance to watch it. Apostle Rimlob saw it, watched it, and he said, that was a great movie, man. That's a hell of a movie. And then I said, yeah, I heard this guy, Fuqua. This guy Fuqua, I believe he's Nigerian. Now to show you that this is a good movie, he was behind the movie Training Day. The shooter. I know you saw Training Day. Did you see the shooter with this guy Wahlberg? That movie, The Shooter, was just as good as Training Day. So you go to a list of the movies that this guy made; those are all hits. So I said, "Oh, this man made the movie. That's a movie. That's a movie to see." And then you got the great Will Smith. He took the place of Denzel Washington. He's the new Denzel. When he makes a movie, it ain't junk. That's an inside joke. This ain't junk. So this is going to happen. True reparations is right here. That's a T-shirt. I'm helping y'all guys. True reparations is Isaiah 14:2. True reparations is Isaiah. When you make that shirt and you make money, you better throw some money at me. I want 10%. I might even, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna make a T-shirt like that. I'm gonna get in the T-shirt business too, and I'll throw you some fringes on it. Anyway, true reparations is Isaiah 14:2. So when somebody says, "What does Isaiah 14:2 mean?" With this guy with the T-shirt, maybe have the slave ship, that'd be a hot seller. And the people shall, and that's my idea. And the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of Yahawah for servants and handmaidens, maids, and they shall take them captive, slavery, hardcore slavery, working out in the field, whose captives they were. You can't get around that. And they shall rule over their oppressors. Whose captives we were, meaning the last captivity, major captivity that we were into is with what the nation called the so-called white man or the Edomites. So that means they're going into captivity. That's true reparations. As a matter of fact, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna title this "True Reparations." Is Isaiah 14:2. So now let's come back over here. All right. Okay, so here's this clown. This is fucking clown right here. This walking corpse. Biden promises $55 billion in reparations to Africa. African Americans highly upset of Biden's disrespect offer to Africa. You should be highly upset that he ain't gave you a damn thing. All Clinton did was saying, "Oh, well, we apologize for kicking your ass every day, raping your woman, killing you, chopping your feet off, chopping your hands off, whipping you." Oh, we're apologizing. No, apology. An apology is not going to get it. Anyway, on to the next one, Shalom. I'm going to watch the rest of this.